Welcome back to day number 2 of the defense, everybody. We have, starting off, Team Alternate versing Lemondogs. Lemondogs, who had a bad day number 1 in the defense, ended up losing their series 2-0 against New Team. They put up a good fight, though. Team Alternate, another one of those teams that is, I think, under the radar for most people. They're here. They've seen a Gigabyte Challenge. They're there in some of the smaller tournaments, and they usually do pretty okay. I mean, they're a team that's been around for quite some time and been together with kind of the same roster through and through.
Yeah, their first kind of big gig or big showing was last year's ESL 1 Frankfurt. The qualifiers for that, where they, I think, in the end lost to Cloud9 at like the very end of the qualifiers.
Yep.
And then it kind of fell apart a little bit. But this is one team where you have to be very careful in the drafting phase because their Wisp play is out of this world. Honestly, Wisp Tiny is like their go-to. It reminds me a lot of how Vega used to play. You know, Vega loved the Wisp Tiny very early on in their infancy.
Yep.
Alternate is kind of like that as well. They've got good solid drafting, but you do have to be kind of careful of where you take that draft as well. And I was looking at Lemondogs and their past drafts. They've been playing things like Ursa and Wraith King, so they're not scared to mix it up either.
No, they really are. And Lemondogs have their own ideas at the meta. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into our draft for game number 1 here in this 2-game series between Team Alternate and Lemondogs. We're going to start things off with a first pick, Tusk and Winter Wyvern.
Oh, Winter Wyvern, such a great hero against the Wisp as well. Like, regardless of laning phase, regardless of popularity during the drafting stage, this meta, Winter Wyvern has a ridiculous win rate against Wisp and a pretty damn good one against Wisp Tiny as well. Pretty sure Cart can confirm once we get into game, but it was better than oh, there we go, better than Disruptor even. You know, Disruptor is often touted as that hero to deal with Tiny Wisp with the Glimpse, the Static Storm. You stop the relocate, you send someone back. But Winter Wyvern, the Curse, the Cold Embrace, the Heal Through to stop the combo from Tiny. You can do a lot with that guy.
Yeah, I think this is a great pickup, particularly against like the Tusk, who's already out there for Team Alternate. I feel like it's so obvious, like the snowball starts coming in, you see where it's going. You get the Cold Embrace right as it lands. He's not able to Walrus Punch right away. I think it's a really good way to be able to counter that, but that's a really odd one. Templar Assassin being picked up, not really what I expected.
That's a very early TA pick. Often we see Templar Assassin when there's a leaner on the field and you want to kind of counter that and you pick it in your 4th pick spot. You wait until, you know, a lot of heroes been banned out, a lot of heroes been picked, and you know that TA is going to get a favorable matchup in the middle lane. But I'm guessing here with Eskil on their team, Leshrac and Lina both gone, 2 of, you know, his favorite heroes. TA is what he prefers playing, but Alternate goes straight in there for the jugular. Phantom Lancer picked up with the Tusk, and he can do pretty well against that refraction.
Yeah, Team Alternate, maybe, I think Team Alternate was...
There's an audio delay.
There's an audio delay? Oh,
when we're on camera.
Oh, dear. Well, we'll see if we can fix that, guys. Probably won't be fixed right away, but the... Oh,
well.
Bugs, man. We had this issue yesterday, and we ended up fixing it, like, just before. And it was good the whole night through. And it seems like...
Gremlins came back last night and said, so. Hey, they fixed it. It's break again.
Phantom Lancer, I'm trying to think of Team Alternate. What was the team? I think they were. Very early on when Phantom Lancer got changed up, they were running it. Were they the team that was running Vanguard PL?
No, that was London Conspiracy.
Oh, you're right. That was London Conspiracy.
That was a long time. How do you remember that? That was ages ago, Cap.
Vanguard PL, and it's in my head. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is something different.
Well, that was when PL was very rarely picked. That was when Sing Sing was playing the hell out of that hero. No one really had figured out a kind of solid build. People were going bottle. The Tranquil Soul Ring build was still being picked up as well. Yeah. We didn't see any Radiance PLs, though.
But now I'm pretty sure PL is, like, overpowered.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doppelganger is ridiculous.
If you don't have Gyro, if you don't have PL, or if you don't have Gyro, you don't have Leshrac, and you don't have Earthshaker, like, honestly, I think you've lost the game. Well, I mean, that's my feelings on him. He's just so strong. I hate him.
The great thing is that if you do have Leshrac and Gyro, PL still does decently against them.
Yeah, he could still beat them.
Maybe not early game where their magic power kind of overruns him, but mid to late, that Phantom Rush allows him to get up close, and their AoE doesn't really matter that much. But Lemondogs pick up the Darkseer, solid offlaner. And obviously the combo's there. Vacuum Winter's Curse is always going to ruin your day. But Team Alternate, I'm actually really surprised that they haven't gone for the Wisp this game. There's no Tiny Wisp for them yet. They could still go for it though. It is second pick phase. They've got Tusk off lane, PL for the top, safe lane, the Dire side. And they do like their Dire Tiny Wisp. So that would leave them with, you know, a support fifth pick, which isn't unusual at all.
Third pick up now for Team Alternate. Do you like it when teams go for something that very specifically counters TA mid? Jakiro, Venomancer, that kind of like 1v1 mid where you're just designed to dump on the TA as much as possible?
I would have liked it like 3 patches ago, but this patch, TA can come back pretty nicely by farming Ancients. They are Radiant side though. You know, this is another factor that's even more unusual about the TA pick by Lemondogs, is that they don't have that easy access into the Roche pit. They don't have the easy stacking capability of those Ancient camps. So I'm not too sure. Maybe if you do that, then there isn't that full comeback potential.
Do you think that gives more credence to the Wisp pickup though? Because Wisp can then go mid with TA, isn't necessarily needed in laning phase, and then they can go ahead and stack with the Wisp. Both like hard camp, maybe does some Ancient stacking as well.
Oh, Lemondogs go Wisp.
Yeah. I think they could actually go something like that because the power of that being that it's a really solid counter, I think, to PL with that cleave. I mean, they need some sort of cleaving hero, right? Most of the time you do versus PL. Unless you just run a really aggressive push strategy, you got to get some sort of way to deal with PL. Lemondogs. Where are we going?
I'm not even sure. And I'm even less sure now, Cap, honestly.
Okay.
We saw the yesterday from Danish Bears, right?
Yep.
Rise's new team. PA plus Magnus, but there's no place to put a Magnus here?
Yeah, and this has got to be a Battle Fury PA if you don't have a Magnus. Which I don't think is bad necessarily, but you are getting pretty greedy on your cores between TA, Darkseer, and PA. They need a lot of farm. I don't know. I think PA is okay though, just because the natural evasion. Like even once you have the Diffuser Blade, like PA isn't instantly countered or anything.
Yeah, that's true. And you've got a little bit of steroid for her. You know, you've got that Iron Shell, you've got that Cold Embrace to keep her up and running. Team Alternate so far, there's quite a bit of physical damage. Phantom Lancer, Diffuser Blade is physical. He's got obviously all the illusions running around, and Tusk does provide you a decent amount out of that punch, but there's still that initiation power from Snowball, the shards. PA is not a tanky woman.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially if you're going for the Battle Fury build. Like, you're not going to get that early BKB or earlier stats.
That's the trouble. Do you go Treads, Drums, Aquila, then Battle Fury? Do you go Brown Boots, Battle Fury? It's kind of an awkward item to pick up for an agi carry like her. She's got the mobility, she's got decent, you know, jump power with the blink forward, the harass from the dagger. But actual stat gain, her strength and int are pretty awful. Her agility is, I don't know, around 2. Or around 3 even, but it's just not that great.
Bane, going to be the choice now for Team Alternate.
Crystal Maiden.
Okay, I'm down with the Crystal Maiden. Nice jungler at this point in time to try and get a little bit ahead. I feel like Crystal Maiden deals rather well with the PL. What do you make of this Bane pickup? I feel like he's one of the stronger heroes in zoning out Darkseer. And the debuff can come into handy against a hero like PA. Enfeeble.
And TA early on. We used to see it from Piladai a ton when he was still on Cloud 9. Pick up Bane, level 1 Enfeeble, you run mid, and if a Sentry to Queen of Pain, that lane, TA can actually get crushed in it. So Crystal Maiden can roam around towards the middle lane and maybe act like an Earthshaker, try and stack up camps, get a little bit of favorable action towards the middle lane, but it's going to be a rough laning phase. Like you said, they've got 3 greedy cores, they've got 2 very squishy supports who are relatively static and immobile. Winter Wyvern, slow as all hell. Crystal Maiden, same boat. They need Brown Boots early, but both of them are going to be buying sentries, ward, smokes, before they even get into their Brown Boots and things like that. I think that this game, Lemondogs, they're putting a lot of eggs into the Krilly farm basket. The PA needs to get the farm on, but TA, does she make space, or does she kind of sit back and farm as well? Because Team Alternate, they're never going to stop. They just keep running forward. Snowball, Blink, Queen of Pain. Once she hits level 6, the Crystal Maiden and Winter Wyvern and their food.
Yeah. I can't believe Queen was still in the pool, though.
She's a hero
that's
been
absurd.
Yeah, she's been ignored quite a lot recently. What I've noticed, sort of just left there until you get that specific moment where you think, yeah, we can run Queen of Pain here. Whereas 3 weeks ago, I guess just before TI. We did see the kind of the slow decline of the co-op during TI, but before the International 5, she was first pick material. I mean, just because of like her dynamic placement.
Yeah, where you're able to run like dual off lanes. Sometimes you run a safe lane Queen of Pain. Like that was occasionally seen if you wanted to change things up. And she goes in late game pretty strong with the AC build.
Yeah.
The one thing that I am still puzzled though, like I'm down with the Queen of Pain like dropping in pick priority, but it's really good versus TA. I mean, if you have a counter wards and you make sure that Shadow Strike always lands,
yeah,
she does all right. So,
and then all it takes is one telekinesis, one brain sap coming in from the main, and that Queen of Pain can blink forward aggressively and actually look for the kill there.
Yeah,
that's why I think these two supports on the Radiant, honestly, they've got their work cut out for them. They've got to stack camps, they've got to control lanes, they have to build up farm for their cause while also not neglecting themselves because they need items too.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we've got this pause, should be pretty normal lanes, right? Mid Queen of Pain versus TA, defensive tri-lane on both sides. Neither team has any possibility of running an aggro tri-lane. The only thing that's actually going to be slightly different is that there's probably going to be a bit more roaming out of ATN, and the CM is going to be jungling. And that's obviously going to be a very clear advantage for Lemondogs. The CM can't jungle nearly as quickly as, say, like an Enigma or something like that, but he does fill a very nice 4-position jungler where you're still able to have presence in the lanes. And I think one of my favorite things about it is that you can go so close to the lanes. Like, you take the hard camp, for example, this hard camp that he will be like clearing through and stacking up at the same time. Like all the small creeps will go in and he'll kill the big creeps. He brings it up and he's going to bring it like about here. And then he freezes it and he's in very close proximity for any sort of tower down. So if he's able to pick up a fast level 3, he has 1 in Frostbite, he has 1 in his aura, and then he's also got that Crystal Nova available, which is its newfound attack speed slow is incredibly strong in the early game. That's going to be a great way for you to be able to either gank up that mid on short notice or potentially respond to a tower dive.
So now that's my next question for you. Where do you see Steph's style building the Crystal Maiden into later? Because we've seen a couple of, maxing Crystal Novas, maxing Frostbites. Against the Queen of Pain, I'm kind of guessing Frostbite is the way to go here, but I love Crystal Nova being built up.
Yeah, me too. And especially against like PL, I feel it's incredibly strong there. I still really like Crystal Nova. The thing that I would be very tempted to do if I was this Crystal Maiden, in fact, I just had a game where I was in a very similar position where I was against a very mobile hero. I can't remember who it was. And I decided, okay, I do need the level in Frostbite, but Crystal Nova is still such a great spell that I ended up going, I think, 2 levels in the aura. So I went kind of the normal 1-1-1, and then I made it into a 2-1-2. And then I started maxing out Frostbite and Crystal Nova kind of like alternately, just basically whatever I kind of decided on the fly. Like, oh, I need it. Like I would hold on to my abilities for every single fight and just kind of decide, okay, this looks like a Crystal Nova. And I would level that up 1.
So you kept the aura at 2 because it scales linearly, doesn't it? 0.5 per level. There's no big jumps.
Yeah, there's nothing real special about it. It's just that early level that's so strong. And I think your allies still need a little bit of extra aura than just level 1. I don't necessarily think, and plus I don't think CM is actually, CM can't full-time jungle with only level 1. I think she actually does need level 2 to really have an efficient use of the mana pool. Like, yeah, you can probably full-time jungle and spam Frostbite out constantly, but you're going to run out of mana eventually, and then you also won't have the extra mana for Crystal Nova to be able to, you know, a gank a lane or something like that. So I think you do need that extra level early on. And that's particularly important, specifically on the CM, because, yeah, it's only 0.5 for level 2, but it's also doubled on the CM. So you go from 2 mana regen a second to 3, which, you know, is a pretty significant boost up in the early game. So I would say probably a 1-1-2 build, and then start maxing out Frostbite from there. It also, I think, depends on how well the Queen of Pain does in lane, right?
That's true.
If the Queen of Pain is being dumped on by the TA for whatever reason, then, you know, you don't have to worry about her. Very unlikely that's going to happen, though. Queen of Pain shouldn't lose to TA unless you just misjudge your attempted kill, right? The kill power is totally on the Queen of Pain's side. You're going to be trying to lock in because the blink is just too far. Like, even if you have really good traps, she's going to blink, you know, so far away you won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, it's not like an SF lane where once you hit 6, the traps just give you a kill pretty much. But rune control-wise, you know, Crystal Maiden and Wyvern going to be focusing on the bottom half of the map. Top rune is pretty much just going to be taken by the Queen of Pain regardless, but bottom rune, Tusk could go for a bottle himself, and I think rune control here definitely goes to Team Alternate. They've got Bane, who can roam around. They've got the Phantom Lancer, who's just going to, you know, sit on lane. Do you think he goes for a bottle as well? Because we've been seeing that quite a bit from Phantom Lancers.
I think you have to versus Darkseer specifically.
Yeah.
There's just too much. Either that or he goes for the very early Morbid Mask.
With Quelling.
Yeah, but I think the problem with that is if you're going to go that build, usually like try and utilize the jungle a bit more and you free that open for one of your supports. But I don't think that the supports can actually make good use of it. You know, there's no really greedy 4 position. Like, Bane can go ahead and sit there and level up and get level 6 and maybe a Glimmer Cape, but I suppose I don't have as much value in that as something, you know, like the Visage or something that's very clearly a greedy support.
Earthshaker Blink, like, it's prime example pretty much.
Right, exactly.
Both of these are very action-focused supports. They want to go and make kills, control lanes, and actually dominate people. They don't want to sit back in a holding role where they're stacking camps, they're building things up for later on, and then they get that one item which turns the game. They want the small incremental items. They want the arcane boots, the urns, you know, the Glimmer Cape, like you said. And then, you know, if fortune looks their way, they'll get a Blink Dagger or an Aghanim Scepter or something like that.
The dream is the support at that place.
The Rubik's dream, you know, arcanes, Aghanims, Blink Dagger, but very rarely do we see it.
I think one of the biggest things that I'm concerned about, I guess their cores actually make up for it because their cores are capable of being so aggressive, but I usually really don't like Rubik Bane in combination with each other. Same reason I don't like Rubik Shadow Demon, Rubik Dazzle. It's just a total lack of kill power in the early game, you know? You have these 2 different abilities, both Nightmare as well as Telekinesis, that do practically no damage. Someone's going to be like, oh, Nightmare does damage. Practically no damage, you know.
But
it's a setup ability, right? It's a setup ability. But what are you really setting up here? You know, it's not like you have that Lina. You don't have the Lina 4 position or something like that. You don't have a Leshrac mid that really takes advantage of that kind of thing, you know. So I don't necessarily like that. 0 and 3 together. All right. I think they're just overly defensive. There's a lack of damage, a lack of presence in the early game. But again, it is made up for by the fact that all 3 of their cores are capable of being aggressive early.
Yeah, so that control you get from the Rubik and Bane, especially once, you know, Queen of Pain hits level 6 to 8, when she will start TPing to other lanes to actually make things happen. I'm just really wondering where the Bane goes initially. Because I don't think that the Phantom Lancer necessarily needs help from both Bane and Rubik up on that top lane. But you mentioned that Bane is pretty good against the Darkseer early on. You can Nightmare, stop him from getting too close to the creep wave. Who would you prefer to see up there, Rubik or Bane? And then what would the other one be doing?
I think the Bane is stronger against because first of all, his stats are better. Like, his range is worse, but his stats are better. And I think Bane is more likely to occupy the 4 position. So if he's going to be the one, like, taking over the pulls and stuff like that, him being able to... What are you looking at?
Phantom Lancer has 0 damage, guys. Cap was calling him an overpowered hero. He has 0 damage.
What is this?
Honestly, he's not loaded in yet.
All right, we're able to jump in. I know the audio isn't. I know the video and audio is in sync, guys. Our IT guy is here. He's actually working on it now. So, and away we go. We finally have it on pause. We're here. Woo!
Yay!
Sasu is going to be TPing out to the off lane and getting his early ward out. We see this time and time again. There's no counter TP, so he should be able to get one of those. Is that? It feels like he must know his warding spot. That's right on the line. That's but that's unlikely to be countered. Most counter wards get laid out here, so I think that just comes just shy of being able to cover it. I'm really bad at drawing on the map. Like I am like whenever I try and draw on the map, it's like a 4-year-old is doing it. My arrows just look like garbage.
Do you want me to draw arrows for you?
That would be great. No, I don't like the triangle arrow. I don't like the triangle. No, those are gross. Because then you have lines. You have lines crossing over lines. Yeah.
Lines over lines. Don't cross the streams.
I like the TP arrow. All right.
The TP arrow?
No, no triangle arrow. Yeah, it's a TP.
Okay.
Don't judge my arrows, guys. All right, starting things off here. We finally have the bounty runes to come in. ATM is going to be starting off with the bottom rune. Easy pickup there. So both the mids will get their bounties. Let's see. Our offlaner, Eris Loco. Oh, he actually did the thing where he hides his observer ward when he first shows himself in lane, and he's going to try and sneak it in a bit later. But to start with this first level, and this is what pretty much every single Darkseer is going to do, he spams out Ion Shell really early on and just hides himself in the creeps. And how are you going to go on? Especially if it's if you're facing a melee core. Yeah. Like, how are you going to go into 2 Ion Shells?
And it shoves the wave towards the tower, so it's going to come back to pretty much around the river ramp entrance. Nisha, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah. And the thing is, with the lower cooldown, you can actually get a third one out pretty quickly. So normally, you're able to get a quick level 2, but it looks like he had 3 denies. Exotic Deer had 3 denies. That was very well played. I was like, why is he not level 2? Like every Darkseer that I've seen, most Darkseers actually go into the creep wave, though. Because then if the support tries to one you, you're drawing aggro, right?
Yeah, that's without quelling. You know, obviously, he does have pretty damn good base attack damage, 62 at level 1. But yeah, without quelling even.
All right, so bottom lane is actually going to be Bane Tusk. They decide to run dual lanes here. I can understand that actually a bit more. I really like Bane's potential in dual lanes. He's very powerful stats-wise, especially when he goes boosts first. So I think this is really good use. And the lowered mana cost of Brain Sap would used to be 125 at level 1, down to 100. That's 3 different Brain Saps you have in the beginning. That's a swap of 180 HP every single time you use a Brain Sap. That comes out to what? 360, 540? Is that? Yeah, 540 swap of HP. I mean, significant.
The favorite skill in against the PA, whose base attack damage is not that great early on, honestly. 52. She started off on, what, 49 or something like that? 1 enfeeble, and she's going to have major difficulties last hitting.
I think I like the potential kill power that Nightmare gives you a bit more.
You just go for the disable and nuke and combo up with a Tusk a little bit later on, I guess?
Yeah, I think you only go like Nightmare, maybe level 2, but I really think it's best left at level 1 if you're going to go for enfeeble at all. Now, there are certain builds, certain like Wisp Tiny, where you have Wisp Tiny on your team and you have a Bane as well. Maxed out Nightmare is super strong then, because you're able to just have so much setup time to be able to get the relocate. But I think in this sort of situation where you're really trying to play aggressively, I think it's okay to go for the 1 level of Nightmare and then start going for the debuff afterwards. I just don't think you're going to use Enfeeble that much in lane because you'd rather bully out the enemy with Brain Sap.
It's pretty hefty mana cost as well. 95. You can't really throw it out that often.
You're like, do I want to throw an Enfeeble or Brain Sap? Most of the time you're going to say Brain Sap.
Oh, Eris Loco up the top though.
Yeah, he's going to be caught. Telekinesis, push back, and a couple more right clicks to get the kill. And what was that? Oh, they actually brought an early set of sentries out. Tiro already had his bottle by that point, so. He does indeed. And he gets that extra regen. The value. All right, E skills, how's he doing versus the Queen of Pain? 14-2 compared to 19-6. Not too bad. Should be able to get a couple more CS, so getting close to the Queen of Pain area. He's just going to make sure he doesn't feed away to kill and continue to farm as much as possible. And also do this ancient stacking. I think that's pretty important, seeing as the lane is already a bit difficult for the Templar Assassin. And you can see he did go for the more defensive side blades build, which is a bit farm oriented. Oh, Dimitri gets on the beam shot just in time. Now the Ice Shards actually waits up clearly. They're going to snowball up and go straight for Steph Style, who managed to get a couple of right clicks there and will be able to get the kill in the end. Sasu is forced back. Still though, considering it was a 2 versus 3, not too bad for ATN that they traded 1 for 1.
Yeah, and Bane gets the experience from that kill as well. He's nearly level 4. They've got a ton of experience down on this bottom lane. Now, the Queen of Pain was moving across, getting the bottom rune at the same time. If that had happened a little bit later on, the Co-op could have come in and cleared that up pretty nicely. But how is middle lane going, actually? Pretty even. 23-7, 19-5. There's not a big difference here, but Co-op doesn't have a sentry.
Oh, you know, the extra level on side blades actually allows you to do enough split range to be able to harass the Queen of Pain. I actually didn't know that, seeing as like I'm not I don't play mid that often. I guess the jump from 590 and 630 is actually pretty important because you guarantee that every single hit, if you're facing in the right direction, will hit the Queen of Pain if she's in range to CS at all.
Okay.
So if you're, let's say you're going for the same creep, right? Like he's trying to go for the deny, you're trying to go for the CS.
You line yourself up.
You can't be within range to go for the deny without getting camped by side blades. At level 1, you can technically be all the way back, and 10 range is the difference there, you know. 10 range, you can actually avoid the harassment hit.
Oh, that DD on TA, but Co-op not under that much pressure, so just walks it off.
Steph Sound, I thought he would use a smoke to get in this position. If they do get the frostbite, it's probably a kill. Though you don't have meld, so I suppose there's not that much burst damage out from E-skills.
Oh, they want to go in and bot. Snowball to start things off. The PA's been jumped on here. Crilly gets back to the Winter Wyvern, but the Nightmare's there.
Nice sweep. Here comes in. Oh, what a big ultimate. Sonic Wave managed to finish him off. No, the Ice Shards misses. Freakily still going to be dope, though. He knows this, and he just throws out the nuke in an attempt to bring Sasu low enough to get the kill.
And Sasu's got a salve. He's got his arcane boots as well. And look at that. There's a regen rune down at the bot spot. So Supreme going to get himself back up to full HP, full mana. TA knows about it though. They spotted that out.
It's a happy camper. Do you think you should go Shadow Strike against an extra level Shadow Strike against TA? It's not like it speeds up the ticks or anything. So a lot of the damage is still going to be negated by the defensive refraction.
I think the fact that you also want to focus a lot on that instant nuke damage on Dark Serum PA, depending on where you're going to jump, where you're going to TP to try and find these kills, that extra level in Scream is so important.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And it gives you a lot more burst potential and when you go into the side lanes.
Yeah.
Exotic Deer, how's he doing? 43 and 9. That's
very well.
Damn good, considering the harassment he's feeling. I think I played Exotic Deer in a pub, and I remember being very impressed by him. He seemed like a very cool, level-headed guy. When things were going really bad, he was still just like calmly getting what he needed out of the game.
Keep people's spirits up. Just do your job. Get on with it.
More stacks. E-skills is going to start clearing through those now.
It's a great way for TA to actually level things up a little bit, but also maybe get a bit ahead here of the Queen of Pain. So you take a look at net worth, and the Co-op is, what, 400, 500 or so net worth ahead of that TA. But Hero, are you going to let this go? Are you just going to let Eskill take this Ancient Stack? Doesn't look like it. Supreme wants to get in there.
And he still has those refraction charges. Hero comes in, takes one CS, looking for another, but it's just too hard. He can't go through stacks. Just imagine if you had Sonic Wave, though. You would throw Sonic Wave out, wouldn't you? To get all that CS?
Would you finish them off?
I don't know if you would, actually.
I don't think so.
290. Yeah, most of them you wouldn't actually kill.
Because I've always thought about that when the Aghanim's got upgraded initially to get that sort of pure damage but magic immunity burst. I thought, oh, you could just stack up Ancients. Then I realized that the damage doesn't make that much sense because the Ancient Black Dragon has 2,300 HP. That is a lot of health.
You can do like 12, 13% of its damage.
Yeah. Then I realized that's just not feasible at all.
No, it really isn't. Nice new kit. Queen of Pain. He's going to be forced back to lane. He managed to steal like 2 of those Ancients. A little awkward.
Well, he stopped TA from farming them. I think that's the big thing. That's what, 30 seconds wasted for the TA? Yeah. Not laning, not farming, not, you know, being off the map and pretending to be aggressive anywhere either. So it's a good usage of time by the Queen of Pain, who gets herself up to level 8 now with the treads and 10 wand charges. And DD's still up and running.
Bane is now almost level 5.
I'm kind of surprised
level 6.
They haven't run any like incursions into the Radiant jungle looking for stacks, because you've got to know Crystal Maiden is going to be stacking and farming jungle a ton. There's a couple of sentries out here from the Radiant looking for obs though.
He just wants a brain sap, but he keeps on getting daggered over and over again, and eventually he just had to go ahead and dagger the creeps. He's now got that Fiend's Grip though, and PA can't really come forward in lane at all. Fortunately, dagger is still a great CSing ability, and she's going straight for, so there's no ring of a kill, nothing like that. Ares Loco in the top lane does go down. Combination of the Rubik and the PL, and Nisha now steals Frostbite. Another great holding ability against the Darkseer.
Poor Darkseer. The Crystal Maiden only wanted to help, but now maybe he actually made things worse by TPing up there.
He probably did. Alright, so here comes that jump. Hero finds all these small creeps from the CM, taking the big ones and stacking at the same time. And he'll actually take that opportunity to clear through the wave. And 10-minute rune, bounty at bottom. Was picked up a haste rune for E-skills. So probably look for a rotation here out of E-skills in the next minute and a half. I can't expect they're just going to let the DD go to waste.
No, TA's got a haste. Can actually run the Queen of Pain down here a little bit. I'm wondering about the TA. We've seen a lot of Desolator rushes on dire TAs just because you can get into the Roche pit and clear it out pretty easily. Oh, Bane wanted the Fiend's Grip.
I think he'd probably still go for it.
Yeah? I honestly see that item as being like an overpowered Midas on a TA. The fact that you can farm, you can kill, you can take Roshan, it gives you the golden experience boost you kind of get from Midas, but obviously you get the hero killing power as well from the Midas armor.
Yeah, it sucks that you're not on Dire's side and you may not be able to take Roshan as early as you'd want to, but I also think that...
Can they kill PL here?
Maybe Doppelganger up will get the max distance. E-skill's gonna run and goes for Nisha, but immediately Frostbitten up, now to steal. Trap is actually laid down, but he is hasted, so E-skills doesn't really care. Still though, he's gotta be careful. Staff Style is gonna be the target. Sonic Wave goes out, Refraction blocks it, but the CM does still die. Hero, couple more right clicks, maybe fall into E-skills. He needs to be able to stay alive. Blink is up, and he gets away. Nisha now gonna be the target as double Ion Shell makes quick work of him. Lemondogs trade 2 for 1 in the end because they got the PA at the bottom lane. E-skills?
Trap in 6, they don't have enough time actually. Cooldown's a little bit too long. While this is all happening, by the way, the Phantom Assassin dies bot lane to that combo we were talking about. The Fiend's Grip into all of that nuke damage from the Tusk. Punched out, and looking at this now, the PA pick was what, 4th or 5th from Lemondogs? It wasn't the last pick, was it? It was a little bit earlier.
CM, I think, was the last pick.
Yeah, you're right. But Tusk was first pick by Alternate, and Walrus Punch doesn't miss. You can't evade the Walrus Punch, so you always have that... You're giving me the wonky eye.
Really?
Walrus Punch cannot miss. You cannot evade it.
Missed.
You can hit Windrunner through Windrun. It's a cool little ability.
I bet I'm so bad at Tusk that I ended up missing. Not even possible. I just missed it.
Click on Tusk. Show the viewers. Click on Tusk.
No, I believe you. I believe you. I just
hit Alt.
Has it always been that way?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Man.
But yeah, the PA is always going to get hit by that. So you've got that dedicated and guaranteed disable onto the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah. She's not having a happy time.
Oh no.
I think the TA is going to have to. You can push this late game though, couldn't you? As Lemondogs, like it's dangerous. Obviously, you're facing a PL, but. TA, PA, Darkseer, even Winter Wyvern is really good. Yeah, Winter's Curse is good at locking down the PL.
I think the pivotal factor there is the ultimate cooldowns, you know, Vacuum Wall plus Winter's Curse. If you have them when you need to defend high ground, when you need to defend objectives like Roshan, let's say, then yes, you can kind of drag the game out. Look pretty good as it goes on. But Alternate still has that Fiend's Grip, which can, you know, lock down your PA or TA, even the Dark there for extended periods of time. And then what do you have to stop the Fiend's Grip from long range? You've got to try and Frostbite, you've got to try and maybe waste Vacuum, or even waste Winter's Curse. You don't have sort of low cooldown abilities to stop these ultimates coming from alternate either. It's a little bit difficult for Lemondogs once it comes to, you know,
they're going to go on that again. Curly is going to be hit by the snowball. The Fiend's Grip comes out, but immediately going to cancel it. Cancel it. Fiend's Grip. No, he's not going to get it. Now the Winter's Curse punishes him. Sonic Wave comes out. Oh, PA was ahead of that one. Farther up, and they're now going to go on to Sasu. Slowing him down with that Meld Trap combination. Sasu is done for. He's going to snowball. Let's see what he can do behind the tower. PA. Oh, my goodness. He's actually just diving in. They're going to be able to pick up the double kill there. Finally, the Tusk does go down, but he just bought time for the Queen of Pain to get those kills and get out to a regen rune.
Yeah, so it's an okay trade. You know, Lemondogs, they lose their 2 supports for the offlaner and that pretty heavy 4-roll, level 7 Bane. But the trade-off is PL farming, pushing middle lane, the DD rune up on Supreme, getting up into this tier 1 tower, and Lemondogs, no real response here. Maybe deny, and still can't get in range. And then you look at the Rubik up at top, Nisha, with Arcane Boots. That scenario we were talking about where, you know, the Blink Dagger is a dream, he might actually get up into it.
And that's going to be particularly good against the Winter Wyvern. It's the best ability you can steal, Winter's Curse. There's going to be Vacuum. Maybe there's a CM ability that he wants at a specific period of time. But honestly, this isn't a great Rubik game. But it's a Rubik game nonetheless. Like, there's always going to be something that you can steal. You know, I had a pub today where both my team and the enemy team was mocking Rubik. I about lost my mind.
Just in general?
Yeah, they were just like, it's garbage hero. And I was playing a really good Rubik too.
Oh,
like,
you were playing the Rubik.
Yeah. And my team was just like not doing anything, but I was playing a great Rubik, and they're like, it's just a bad hero. And I was like, seriously? and I pulled this bullshit stat out, right? And I was like, Rubik is the most picked hero out of all patches. Sure enough, not even close. Oh, middle lane. They're going to catch the Templar Assassin. Fiend's Grip. Burst him down. We now have Refraction on Nisha. So,
where did she blink to?
I don't know.
Because
right next to her?
She used blink, but I think she blinked like 50 range to her left.
Oh, dear.
The panic move.
Oh. So then I looked it up afterwards, and like Rubik has like 2,000 more games than any other hero in Dota 2. And in this patch, they're like, no, in this patch it's garbage. In this patch, 4th most picked hero.
Who are the other ones? Who's top 3 then?
Oh, I don't remember actually. I'm sure Card has something. Durka, you have to understand. I was focused on being. I was focused on being right. I didn't care about learning. Okay, learning is secondary to being right.
And that's the American way.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Prophet. I remember that now. Because I was looking at it, I was like, those are all the like TI3 heroes.
Bat Rider and Prophet. Holy crap. I was saw Nature's Prophet the other day.
Yeah.
Bat Rider we do not see at all anymore.
Rest in peace, Bat Rider.
That's a trash hero now, honestly.
How's PL's farm doing?
I mean, yeah, he hasn't been touched.
Drums, Boots of Travel, soon to be Diffusal. Or do you want Yasha instead? I think, considering how free farming is going, I think you go Yasha. Most PLs would go Diffusal in this place, but I've seen a couple of them when they're like free farming away, they go for the Yasha just because it speeds up your farm so much.
I'm kind of, he's got the second Blade of Alacrity, so it's going to be the Diffusal Blade, and I'm wondering why he skipped over Ring of Aquila. The Poor Man's Shield obviously allows you to tank up the creep waves when the Dark is shoving them towards your tower. But the mana regen, he's got the bottle, of course. My eyes deceive me. He's got the bottle, so he doesn't need the Aquila for the mana regen or anything like that. And obviously Quelling Blades for farming speed. But Diff Blade, they want to go and fight. I guess you got.
I can see it at this point in time. Like when the PA is still useless, like she still doesn't have Battle Fury, and the Templar Assassin is really the only hero that you're worried about. I could see them ATN being ready to fight. Like Darkseer isn't ready. Well, actually, he has his mech. He just picked it up. He went for the Handamitis first, which I thought was going to slow down the mech to a point where they wouldn't have it for these first team fights. But he still gets it. But he won't have Blink Dagger at least. so there's going to be no Blink Dagger, Vacuum, Winter's Curse combo.
It's honestly disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the TP's actually gone bottom lane. Templar Assassin wants the kill over onto the Tusk, but the Dire want action up at top.
I'm waiting for which side is going to strike first. They're going to go and jump on a Freak Elite. They manage to get the Fiend's Grip on him and instantly burst him down.
And the Tusk TP'd out. He's fine.
Tusk is good.
Well, 2 ultis for the Winter Wyvern. Not sure if worth. Because they don't get an objective out of this either, and that's one of the big things you look for from Sonic Waves and Fiend Grips is that, sure, it finds you the picks, it wins you... Step Star's fine. He's good. It wins you a little bit of a skirmish there, but you can't go and take Roshan just now. You don't have a great Rosh-taking lineup. There's no Medallion Builder. Bane or Rubik could go for one, but they don't really want to. And then you don't have anyone really to get in there and tank it up. No one with lifesteal, no one with great Midas armor. Also, you've already taken the majority of the tier 1s and you're fighting on the top. The last tier 1 is down in bot lane. Tusk, you're not going to catch her.
I was about to say, you got to be careful when snowballing Blink heroes. You're going to be drugged where you don't want to be. Actually gets to trap. Winter's Curse gets laid out. They want this quick kill, but Rubik actually has Refraction still up and will be able to dodge a majority of that damage. And the Ghost Scepter as well. Now E-Skills left at this curious predicament. He's still going to go for Nisha. They'll still get that kill as ATN have no response whatsoever. And it makes sense. Exotic Deer, he's too busy pushing in that top lane. He doesn't want to join in for a team fight, not until he has Diffusal Blade.
Now, Sasu nearly has Greaves if he wants to go for that. He's got the Arcane's mech, 1,300 gold. I wonder if you go for a Glimmer Cape here, though. Glimmer or Blink to try and save your teammates instead of the Greaves, because I don't think there's anything massive you want to try and dispel from yourself. You know, there's no silencers, there's nothing that you want to try and get off. And the extra, what, 15 HP and 15 armor regen you get for that low HP allies nearby, it's not going to be that useful, because all of your damage comes in one big burst at the start, and then you chase people down to keep picking them off time and time again. While Lemondogs is kind of one bit of a combo. You curse, you vacuum, maybe throw a Freezing Field on top as well. Crystal Maiden has leveled that up. You know, Freezing Field has been this spell which was underrated for years. No one wanted to pick it up. Poppy was like the only player to ever level up the Crystal Maiden ulti. And then people started realizing, okay, it's been buffed. Crystal Maiden gets buffed again, again. Then all of a sudden, Freezing Field, oh my god, it's amazing! Overpowered spell, hide in the trees, and suddenly you're destroying people.
They have the Frostbite damage as well, right? They made it so it takes like every 0.5 seconds, and then they changed it so it does slightly more damage. Tusk is dead. Again, not where you want to be, but he didn't really have a choice.
He went in.
Yeah, and now he's got Battle Fury on Krilly. So that's the beginning of the PA's farm. The road to recovery. I think PA died like, what, 2 times? It is now 3, 2, and 2. So she's made a recovery.
Good score. Yeah, Krilly making the comeback, and they've been playing some, you know, during the draft I was mentioning, they've been playing some unconventional carry heroes, the Ursa, your Wraith Kings. Phantom Assassin is still kind of on the verge. She does have a little niche picks where she could do a hell of a lot of work. And here against the Phantom Lancer, people have been struggling for quite some time, finding on, okay, there's nothing on it. Nothing on the courier, but still a good snipe out from the Quap.
Yeah, at least they got that Battle Fury.
People are still...
If she had that Battle Fury delayed for another 3 minutes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You're talking about 25-minute Battle Fury. You're not going to be a happy camper.
Just be like hand in head. Head in hands.
I mean, if you're really distraught.
Hand in head. Punch yourself through the face.
Exotic Deer. Okay. Well, that's one way to play super, super safe.
Up on the cliff.
Oh, Crystal Maiden gets found by Hero. I should just start following him around. He's making the play. He's 7-0 and 0. How has he not picked up a single assist?
He's just been stealing with Sonic Wave. He's been throwing it out on solo Crystal Maidens, solo Winter Wyverns. He's just finishing them off, not really getting the spread damage. What do you even go next on the Queen of Pain? BKB isn't that useful here. You know, maybe Frostbite, Vacuum, that's annoying, but you still got the Winter's... the TA minus armor and the jump forward. I guess BKB against the Phantom Link from that PE does stop her mobility a little bit and allows you to run away a little bit more. But the way they're playing, aggressive options out there. Shiva's God, Orchid even. And then obviously the Hex is the big one.
I feel like you go...
Do you want to go into DPS?
Maybe you start building into your DPS build already.
If you do that, I think BKB, MKB is the way to go, and then an AC a little bit later on.
What about AC and then working on the MKB after?
You're
like you speed up your build a bit more.
Yeah, like BKB does slow you down a lot, but then you're susceptible pretty heavily. That you're not going to jump in and burst someone down. You've got more sustained damage, but you're still going to get frostbitten, you're still going to get vacuumed into the Winter's Curse.
Yeah. BKB is such a comfort item that I would presume he's going to go for it, but... I almost feel like when you're like this, like the AC will allow you to survive longer when you are locked down by some of those spells that you would have been able to survive through thanks to BKB. So like, you know, getting caught out by the frostbite or something like that. You'll still have the AC because the majority of their damage is still like, even if they do have some magic lockdown, the majority of their damage is going to be physical damage, right? So I almost feel like the AC would actually be a lot more valuable than the BKB.
Okay.
By a significant margin, and then you can start working towards the like Scythe of Ice MKB, which would really counter out the PA.
Have you seen what Tusk? Okay, Tusk went for the Blink Dagger. I just started thinking about Shadowblade and Silver Edge for the PA.
Oh yeah, that would actually be great, but doesn't look like he's close enough. Hey, skills, did he blink far enough away? He's going to turn on a Sawsuit. Does he have the damage necessary? Thrown down by the Sigil. Exotic here. Actually slowing him back. Oh, what a great vacuum. 3-man Winter's Curse. They get the combination. Krilly with the Battle Fury there. He's trying to go in the bait. Sonic Wave goes out though. And now, oh no, it's going to be a disaster. Steph Style just lets loose the ultimate. And ATN are going to be forced back. The combination works in the end for ATN, or rather Lemondogs. As ATN are pushed back. A 1-for-2 exchange, though. Somehow, no cores died in that engagement.
The freezing field, but CM pays with their life in the end. And yet, the Winter's Curse, even with that vac back into wall, they couldn't get the splash damage out. Was it the 70% reduction on the heroes attacking into that one captured or one frozen guy?
Yeah, and I don't think he got a single critical while they were grouped up like that.
Yeah, then Eskel couldn't position himself either for the side blades. The TA was still kind of off to the side. But Tusk with the snowball, the mech, the blinks. You're right, not a single core died that day, and Phantom Lancer, he's still farming away. Up to his ultimate orb now, and is that going to be a Skadi for him? Or do you still want to go into the Manta style to try and get out of these disables?
No, I would imagine that the Scotty just tanking up at this point. You've got to make sure that you live through the Winter's Curse, because you're the most likely candidate to be locked down by that, right? So... And then the Scotty's obviously going to be really annoying, just in general, for everybody. Okay, looks like the Scythe of Ice build. Actually could be Lincoln's technically, because the biggest disable that you're afraid of is single target in the Winter's Curse. But there is going to be dagger spam that comes out, which is a good way to be able to take away that Lincoln. So. But
a lot of the time you'll see the dagger coming or be able to react in time with the blink away as it pops, so you won't get caught.
I don't mind the Scythe of Ice in this build. Like, obviously, it used to have a lot more value when it applied the break mechanic, but
when it disabled your evasion and things like that.
So obviously, it's not going to be that good anymore. But I think the important thing is not going for BKB, because that's more of a mid-game build, and you don't. I don't think the BKB brings you enough value. So you got to start looking at, okay, I got to focus on late game, because my PL may not be able to do it alone. Like, yes, PL is a fantastic late game hero. He's probably the best carry. Yeah, I would say absolutely he's the best carry in this game. But you do have to worry about the fact that Lemondogs have the combination that we've talked about going into the late game, and they do have a couple of carries, right? They have both the TA as well as the Phantom Assassin.
And both of them have cleave or splash mechanics, side blades and cleave.
Mm-hmm. And then the Darkseer is just genuinely strong late game, whereas the Tusk, he's strong late game, but I don't think he has the same kind of like growth into late game that Darkseer does. Like, just Wall of Replica by itself, you look at what Wall of Replica does, it gets a lot more value late game, right? Like remember when there used to be like the Aghanims build on Wall of Replica? That used to be a thing, not so much anymore.
He was the reason why you had to build pipe and mech every single game, pretty much, to try and break high ground. You know, we used to see hour-long games every single match, almost. Was it a year and a half, 2 years ago? Or maybe it's a bit more now, actually. Thinking about TI2-ish. But nowadays, it's more about utility and synergy for him, which is why Tusk, great early aggression, hard to shut down in lane, and can build himself into a carry, and we've been talking about Queen of Pain going that route. I'm wondering whether he also thinks about it as well. He's actually gone for a medallion, so he's going to go for full utility. Guardian Greaves later on, then Solar Crest with the Blink Dagger. Try and keep his teammates alive for him as long as he can. But I think you're right with the PL. At the moment, he is the one carry. I've seen him 1v5. I've seen this hero do a hell of a lot in situations much worse than this, but PA plus TA. Once they get themselves towards that Roche Pit, can Alternate contest a Roche Pit fight or a Roche Pit engagement here when Lemondogs have all their ulti there? That's the big question.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. But then again, are you willing to just give it up for free? I think you are, because the split push potential of PL, that because of that, you can probably allow this game to allow them to get the Aegis, because you'll just be able to split push to keep the game alive. And you do have a lot of your tier 1 doors up. So I would say that the best option actually would be like ATN 4-man around the Roshan pit, and they just like kind of poke and prod and see if they can find an opening. But if you don't really see an opening, they're just able to take Roshan, that's fine. You just back up. You gave away the Aegis. Maybe you slowed them down a little bit with your poking and prodding. Maybe you even got a pick off somewhere. But in the meantime, the PL is split pushing. Split pushing, split pushing, split pushing. And with all the tier 1 and tier 2 towers up, I think it's pretty much impossible for Lemondogs, if you play correctly on ATM, for Lemondogs to be able to push uphill. Within that Aegis timing, within that first one. All right. No more pauses. Bottom lane. Hero slowed down by the dagger. Oh, and the Crystal Nova didn't reveal either. If they'd gotten the reveal out from the Crystal Nova, which does give vision, right? So they've gotten that, and maybe they get the Winter's Curse off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. The range on that's pretty big.
Yeah. ATN pushing out that middle lane. What does our PL have? Is he close to it? Oh yeah, he's quite close to his Scotty. And the Scythe of Ice is almost in for hero. So big upgrades actually for ATN all around.
But what do they want to do with them? Because you mentioned the split push route here from Team Alternate. And if they continue that way, Lemondog, they've got great tower taking potential here. They could just run down mid lane. They've got tier 1 still standing mid and bot, so it's just gold ready to be taken. Tier 2 still standing obviously there behind them as well, and they've got traps all across the dire jungle. So any movement that they make forward, they're always going to get some kind of payment from it.
Blink for blink. Whoa. Bane was hoping to be able to get the Fiend's Grip off on the Templar Assassin and force something, but 3-man smoke now for Lemondogs, so the 4th actually, and Freegalite coming in. Looks like they want to go for Roshan. The question is, are ATN, they seem to know what's happening here. And, oh, Hero actually blinks in pretty aggressively. Now he's going to be instantly surrounded and obliterated. Krilly gets a good critical to finish him off, and now they're going to turn Great Winter's Curse. Bye-bye, Rubik. Krilly looks for another one in Dimitri, but he's going to start backing himself up. Sansa comes forward, Walrus Punch. They're still playing this one pretty aggressively, despite being 2 heroes down, especially with their Queen of Pain.
Oh, they've still got Vacuum Wall.
BKB, they're going to bring the Tusk all the way back. Can they get the damage? Nice Vacuum to be able to stop that instant blink away.
And now Roshan, I mentioned the objectives they could take if they win a team fight toward the middle bot. The towers, the jungle, the kills they get, but Roshan is still there standing for them with TA just clearing through it. It gives Aegis over to the PA, who just bought... Oh, just finished off the Helm of the Dominator.
Ultimately, it comes down to really bad timing on the Quap. To blink forward in like that, to go for the rune, and then just instantly be surrounded by the CM, Frostbite, and then 2 blinkers. Bad news bears. That's what that was. So now, Lemondogs, you see how they were actually down by a significant amount to ATN. They're going to be able to claim so much gold in the next few minutes because they should be able to bully ATN for the rest of these towers. And this is where the PL is going to have to give up objectives and try and split push and secure maybe a tier 2 tower in the process. Scythe of Ice coming in for Ares Loco. Great ability, great item in dealing with the Phantom Monster, that's for sure. they're actually going to try and fight into this one. The PL did manage to force some heroes back. Sasu.
Quick on the finger.
It's so hard to lock down the TA. That the Blink Dagger buff, by the way, why did we ever buff Blink Dagger? Like, why is that a thing?
Well, it was a bug originally, right? Where she could do it at the start of Dota 2, and then it got removed, and then it got re-added as a feature. Which is, that's how Dota evolves, you know, things break, and then we just accept them for what they are.
I mean, I guess that's happened so many times in Dota 1, right? Like, there were certain engine mechanics and certain, like, things that had to happen in certain ways, so the abilities were kind of worked around that.
Yeah.
Which is why Dota 2 is such a complicated mechanical game.
Like, Defense of the Ancients in Warcraft 3 was basically, I don't know, hacked all the way. It was all based on old skills that you had to modify manually, and it was all so messy. All so messy.
ATN are actually going to be the ones pushing down a tower now. They're going to go for this tier 2. Ice Shards looking for the block out here. Sasu's going to jump forward, going for Arisloko. Arisloko does have Shivas and Mech, but maybe they can actually burst him down. Here comes Krilly, though, already jumping onto Exotic Deer. The Mech goes off in time, but Sonic Wave now finishes off the Darks here. Left-hand side. Oh, what a great Winter's Curse. Exotic Deer may actually be able to get out because of that one. They're trying to lock him down. One more Soppit. Doppelganger up, and
They jumped
the wrong way.
I can't believe it.
Krilly and E-Skills both try and get ahead of that Doppelganger jump from the Phantom Lancer, but he just ends up staying in the same position.
The one time where you don't want your hero to go up on the cliff. He stays down there absolutely
Just imagine if they weren't like a mobile hero, you know? Just imagine if you were a hero that didn't have some sort of blink. He'd be like, oh man, he's gonna get up the cliff, and then he'd like still stay there, and you'd be like, free kill. Not in this case. Not in this case.
That's the thing, even if he was up on the cliff, the PA, if she didn't blink up, maybe should have tried to cleave through the one that was on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's a rough call, though. You just want to get straight onto that target as quickly as you can.
11-16, 32 minutes in. ATN missing out on a very critical kill, or sorry, Lemondogs missing out on a very critical kill with Phantom Lancer, who now has Scotty another 2,700 gold thanks to surviving that last team fight.
What do we look like overall?
Yeah, Queen of Pink got the tier 2 tower.
Alternate had themselves like a 5k lead the majority of this game, and then with that one fight around Roshan taking it, Lemondogs got themselves back into it. Leveled things out, but I don't know, Team Alternate have got such great map control.
I think he realized that he wasn't going to make it out of this one, so he goes ahead and goes Scepter's Winter's Curse. He has it too. Oh no! He had 5 more seconds until Winter's Curse was back up. What a great ability to steal, but it wasn't ready for him. Exotic Deer now going to go for the tier 2 tower lane, knowing that Lemondogs are just going to keep on pushing.
The blink forward?
Dimitri,
no,
he was going to die either way, but still, that dagger makes it look nice. Exotic Deer now going to be caught in Doppelganger. He's not up 3 seconds. Steph style ultimate. Quick 4 staff away. They're just trying to buy time at this point in time for the rest of their team, who is fighting around this tier 2 tower. Krilly's been caught, though. Fiend's Grip. He'll lose that Aegis, and the rest of his team being back to defend against the Phantom Lancer. That was just never a good game plan. Krilly's just going to try and TP out, but Walrus Punch will stop him, and now he's dead. The game plan there was not solid.
Like 3 people stopping the PL, he can
and none of them being damage dealers?
He can 1v3 you,
yeah.
Honestly. He looked like he might even just walk away with 3 kills and then the tier 3 at the end of that. But they did stop him, forcing to TP back. You still lose out on your PA though, Aegis as well. And BKB was just about to be purchased. She's 100 gold away from it. So next fight, maybe a little different. But they've still got Walrus Punch. They've still got the Fiend's Grip to keep that PA on lockdown. What do you think the TA goes for though? 5,000 gold saved up. Deathslayer to BKB and Blink. Like, TAs, once they're at this point, usually, you know, they'd love to be steamrolling forward. They want to be on the aggressive, getting kills, diving towers, and trying to give their teammates the advantage in these team fights. But
Butterfly honestly would not be bad, though it's a very odd item to go for. My bet is, I think the very obvious normal choice would be an Assault Cuirass. Right, because PA is not going to go for it. You have double armor items at that point in time between AC and Shivas. Well, okay. Phantom Lancer is actually now building into the MKBs, so no Butterfly. That's Butterfly really early on, the evasion really early on versus PL I think is quite valuable, but obviously you already have a P on your team. They're naturally going to go MBs anyway. Speaking of that, Scythe of Ice and now an AC for Queen of Pain. I'm sure MKB is going to be the option after that.
And then you've got a Solar Crest on your Tusk. Putting that onto the PA or the TA is going to be absolutely devastating.
Oh yeah, maybe you should consider an NKB on Templar Assassin, who's currently being scripted up. With Exotic Deer coming forward, the refraction's going to disappear real quick. Telekinesis makes it all the easier.
Well, she's going to go for a Daedalus. The Crystallis has been bought up. So she just wants that raw damage output.
Fly away! Frigalina's the flying pig! Oh my god.
But how long does he survive for? How long does Crystal survive for? Step style! I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, he's going to be done for. At the same time, top laners will go playing around the wall as much as possible, but they will be able to get that extra kill. And things are just looking so bad. Curly is going to be able to force back.
He wants more?
If he managed to get an actual critical here, he could finish off Exotic Deer, but now he's got to get away. TP out, my friend. You do not want to stay here. ATN are now on the march forward.
There's no buyback of Dogs here. He's dead for... Oh, right, yeah, he's dead for 50 seconds. I had to stand up there just to check with the monitor glare, but he is actually dead for 50 seconds. They've got the Winter's Curse, but they don't have their one big combo. The Crystal Maiden is out as well, so no freezing field. On top of all of this, they don't actually have the Phantom Lancer here to push into the tier 3, though.
Here he comes. Doppelganger. Doesn't immediately charge uphill. I think he's trying to play this a bit cautious.
This Dire Courier, honestly. AC and MKB pretty much fully stacked on this little dude.
No wonder ATN are looking at that going like, yes, we want to push uphill, but at the same time, we don't want to be forced into a fight without our items. And Roshan, potential spawn time starts now. 1 minute until Rosh is up.
Go on, Sasu. Just sit in there. Stay and wait. Stay a while. Listen.
MKB for PL. AC finished up for Heroes. Solar Crest. Blink. And Dimitri's actually got a decent amount of gold as well. He could start working towards a luxury item, something like maybe a Lotus Orb for this game. There's also the potential for you just going a Glimmer Cape still, because the channel time and Fiend's Grip, it just works so well together.
Yeah, and then you can also Glimmer that target during Winter's Curse. Make sure they don't get hammered by it. But look at the ward coverage you've got from Alternate, though. Watching up to top, looking down at the bottom jungle as well. They've got pretty good focus towards this middle lane, so they know they've taken the tier 3 mid. They want to take the racks there as well. I don't know where exactly Lemondogs are and where they're coming from. Exotic Deer, they've gone forward. Dimitri, Nightmare's up, best skill. The DD on the PL Hex comes in as well.
Good force stab to the side. Winter's Curse. Cold Embrace actually getting laid down. Now the Winter's Curse. Counter Winter's Curse on a steps now. They won't be able to target the Queen of Pain. Freakily messes up on that one. And now the charge horde. Exotic Deer trying to chase down E-Skills. Meld will actually buy him some time. Nice doppelganger to the side. Exotic Deer will survive, and a Sonic Wave comes through. Finishes off the TA. The Tusk move forward. Crilly gets the kill in the end. The PL does die. Queen of Pain moving forward now for his next victim, but can't quite get it. Surge away Darkseer, and it's only going to be him and Freak Elite that survive.
The Phantom Lancer's dead, and you've got buybacks on your TA and PA. So I don't think the push is going to be coming here from Team Alternate. They did well in that team fight, and now you know that there's a minute without that Winter's Curse. You don't have the big combo out from Lemondogs. But super unfortunate that the Phantom Lancer did die there for them, or else that would have been a massive, massive fight.
Great vision.
Was that you drawing
ATN
on the map?
What? No. I was just pointing out the vision from ATN. What do you want from
like,
me?
From the corner of my eye. Bloody hell.
I mean, you were doing a really
Who
great
am I working with?
You were doing a great job explaining everything. All right. I just really wanted to point out to the viewers the great vision of ATN, which you pointed out earlier.
I'm surviving on orange juice and Strepsil's hair cap.
Oh.
My mind. My ibuprofen addled mind. The writing's on the wall. And the Roshan's back up.
Okay, we're gonna have a fight around that. That's got to be guaranteed, right? Neither side can give up an Aegis at this point. It just tilts too much one way or the other.
Dimitri scattered it. He knows the TP comes straight in.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like ATN, like if they get the Aegis, probably like at least take a laner backs and probably force some buybacks. If Lemondogs somehow upset that Roshan fight, though, and take the Aegis, they take the advantage. They take away the rest of the Tier 2s and Tier 1 tower that's left on the map.
They relieve the pressure as well from middle lane pretty much. And then there's these 4 observer wards aggressively from ult.
But they need to hurry. They're too late.
It's too late, yeah, honestly.
All right.
Because if they did manage to steal that Aegis, it's, you know, relieving the pressure, but it's also wasted vision from ultimate. Because all of a sudden, they go from a situation where they're in their own third of the map to when they're in the aggressive third. They're in the enemy jungle. They've got traps there. They've got vision. So the 4 observer wards would actually be fully wasted. And do the Dire have any more observers left? They do have 1. But then you've got to kind of recalibrate your entire game plan as the Dire. But fortunately for them, it doesn't happen. They get Roshan simply enough, so we don't actually have to look into that scenario.
Push forward now by ATN. I'm sure they're just going to 5-man mid. I mean, there's not enough split push power on Lemondogs for you to feel threatened. Ooh, but a Blink Dagger for Winter Wyvern. He's got to be careful, though. The thing is, what you have to do is hold on to Arctic Burn, and you shouldn't have Winter's Curse stolen. There's a bit of an animation to it, so it's still possible from a good Rubik, but you just have to spam out Arctic Burn immediately after Winter's Curse because it's instant.
It's been stolen 3 times now.
Yeah, that definitely, if it happens once, yeah, but you can't afford to have that kind of mistake multiple times.
Well, Solocrest on the PL. How are you going to handle him now?
Yeah, Krilly is not having a good time with that one. The MPV's already making sure it works, but the Winter's Curse gets laid out. Freakily Gleason mounted. It's still going to be a combo fight for ATN, as they're going to be able to drop down the freezing field. Misha's going to town. The BKBs, though, are keeping Lemondogs alive. Exotic Tears come back. Krilly gets wiped out by the Sonic Wave. E-Skills up next. He's lost his refraction, and they're making short work of him. Exotic Tear is actually going to be taken away from that one. Turns on a Krilly instead for the secondary life, and Krilly's gonna fall again. ATN single-handedly wipe out Lemondogs multiple times, vacuum back into the wall, but it still doesn't matter. ATN are looking healthy enough between Exotic Tier and Hero that they will claim this fight and should be able to take a significant amount. Darkseer buying back. They get E-Skills again. Careful though, Scythe buys E-Skills. He's going to be going down. There's just nothing to stop it. Arizloco has no vacuum yet. And with his dieback, I think that spells the end of Lemondogs game number 1. Sonic Wave to finish him off.
I cannot believe it. Like during the draft, I was talking about Nisha's Wisp and how potent that can be in an alternate draft. Well, in a team alternate draft.
Yeah.
But his Rubik, holy crap, stealing Winter's Curse 4 or 5 times this game. But in that team fight, Winter's Curse and then Freezing Field.
Yeah, what a star. Well played. Well played all around. So, ATN, looking good in game number 1. I can't say that I felt the most confident, though, with Lemondogs draft. So, I mean, it's PL. I'm pretty much always going to side like with a PL team, so we'll see if Lemondogs ban that one out in the first 1-2 or something, or perhaps have a better plan against it the next time around. We're going to have a short break, and we'll be back with game number 2.